Hey friends, it's Riley. If you're bored with cartwheels, today I'm going to demonstrate 20 different cartwheel variations that you can try at home. Here they are ranked from easiest to hardest. First is a normal cartwheel. This is just the basic standard skill, perfect for beginners.
Start in a lunge position with your dominant leg in front and arms extended overhead. Cartwheel around to face the opposite direction.
For a more in-depth tutorial, go to my tutorial playlist on my channel. Next is a starfish cartwheel. This is what I like to call an improper cartwheel because instead of a lunge, your chest faces open to the front the entire time.
Facing your chest to the front, stand with your feet wider than shoulder width and extend your arms outward like a star. Lean sideways, shifting your weight to one foot while lifting the opposite leg and reaching towards the ground with your hands. As your hands touch the floor, kick your legs up and around, maintaining that wide star shape throughout the move.
The third easiest is a dive cartwheel. This cartwheel involves getting a little bit of airtime by jumping into the cartwheel.
Start in a lunge, then bend your knees to prepare for a jump. Push off the ground with both legs as you dive forward. Land on your hands and let your momentum carry you through the cartwheel to end in a lunge. You can also try running and hurdling into this skill for extra power and momentum.
Next up, a one-handed cartwheel. We are now going to take one hand away and still try to maintain balance.
Start like a normal cartwheel, but keep one hand to your side or behind your back. Push off into the cartwheel, but this time only place your leading hand on the ground. Keep the other off the floor. Kick your legs over as usual, relying on balance and control to guide your body through the movement.
Now, tuck cartwheel. This is similar to a normal cartwheel, but with legs that tuck in and then kick out.
Start in the same lunge position. As you push off into the cartwheel, when you get to the midpoint, bend both knees into a frog shape. After passing through the handstand phase of the skill, extend your legs out again as you come down for the landing.
At number 6 is a switch leg cartwheel. This move requires good coordination to smoothly switch legs mid-cartwheel.
Begin in a regular lunge. As you push off into the cartwheel, stop your leading leg when it is pointed to the sky. Allow your back leg to pass it in the air and land on the ground first. The same foot that is forward in your beginning lunge should end in front when you land.
Continuing on, we have a kneel cartwheel. This variation is often used as a drill to help athletes learn to generate more power off of their front leg.
Start kneeling on one knee with your hands up in the air. Lean forward and with extra effort, push off of your base leg and kick your back leg around. Keep your body extended as you pass through the cartwheel and land back on your knee or in a lunge position.
The next variation is an assisted cartwheel. This variation requires teamwork and involves one person supporting and guiding the other through the cartwheel.
Have the base stand facing the front while the person performing the cartwheel turns to the side and lunges. The base should stand firm in a slight squat and have their arms ready to catch the flyer's waist. The flyer should then lean forward and wrap their arms around the outside of the base's thighs. The base then should hold onto the flyer's waist and help guide them all the way over in the cartwheel. The flyer should kick their legs over in a cartwheel, land in a lunge, and let go when they feel steady.
Then we have the elbow cartwheel. This is a unique challenge using your forearms instead of hands.
Start kneeling on both knees, bring your arms up to your ears, and keep your hands in fists. Rock back to your back leg and create momentum by placing your front knee down and immediately kicking over. Instead of putting your hands down, bend your elbows and plant them on the floor. As you finish the cartwheel around, bend your knees to land.
At number 10 is the headstand cartwheel. Similar to the elbow cartwheel, but this time we are using our head to support our body throughout the cartwheel.
Just like in the last skill, instead of a lunge, we are going to start in a kneeled position. Make sure you are spotting where your hands are going to go. Bend down and place your head on the ground with hands on either side of your head to brace it. Making sure you keep an open chest to the front, extend your legs and kick them up and over. Again, end in a kneeled position.
Following that is an arch cartwheel. Focus on showing off your flexibility by arching your back throughout the cartwheel.
Be sure to stretch your back before attempting this skill. Unlike the rest of these cartwheels, begin facing the opposite direction in your lunge. As you push off and kick into the cartwheel, actively arch your back, creating a curve through your torso. Keep your legs extended and hold this arch as long as you can in the cartwheel. Finish by squeezing your abs and straightening back out before you end in a lunge.
Similarly, we have the C-shaped cartwheel. This variation focuses on hitting a strong C-shaped curve with your body mid-cartwheel.
As you initiate the cartwheel, perform the same arch except allow your knees to bend. Make sure for both of these cartwheels that your chin is up so that your eyes can face the front. The goal is to get your feet as close to your face as possible. Extend your legs to land.
Now, a switch cartwheel to front walkover. This dynamic skill transitions mid-cartwheel to end in an arch stand-up, just like in a front walkover. Again, look at my tutorial playlist for the front walkover tutorial if you don't have that skill yet.
Begin by performing a normal cartwheel. After you place your second hand down, pick up your first hand and place it in line with the other one. Keeping your legs in the same position, this shift should cause your hips, which were open to the front, to now square up and face the side. Finish by landing in a bridge and pulling yourself up by your hips like in a front walkover.
The next cartwheel goes by two names, either a Tsona or spider roll. Think of this as sort of a combo of a kneel and arch cartwheel.
Start kneeling and extend your dominant leg out to the side with your arms pointing in the same direction. As you initiate the cartwheel, step onto the front knee and swing your arms around as if you are entering into a bridge position from the side. If that was confusing, a bridge roll is a good example of how the arms move in a Tsona. From there, extend your legs to push off the ground and end in a kneel position.
Getting into the more challenging skills, we have a Valdez cartwheel. This cartwheel is the only cartwheel on the list that starts seated. Now, I've never seen this skill done before, so I'm fairly certain I invented it, but let me know in the comments if you have seen it elsewhere.
Sit on the ground with your dominant leg bent and your other leg extended. Place your dominant hand directly behind you, pointing your fingertips to the back wall. Hold your other arm out in front of you. Unlike a normal Valdez, which initiates backwards and pushes up into a bridge, reach your second hand around, leaving your chest open to the front. Place your second hand on the ground. Then, with the leg that is extended, kick your leg over while pushing off the floor with the other one.
Up next is a heel stretch cartwheel. Add a flexibility element by holding onto your leg during this skill.
Before attempting this skill, make sure you stretch out your hamstrings. Stand facing the side and kick your dominant leg into a heel stretch. Hold this by your ankle. Bring your other arm up to your ear. From here, squat low and place your front foot on the ground as if it is your first hand. Put your second hand down, swing your back leg over, and push off your heel stretch foot with force. When your first foot lands, push off your hand and pull your heel stretch up to land in that same position.
Moving on, the next skill is a one-hand, one-leg cartwheel. This is ranked high simply because of how difficult it is to stay balanced, especially in the landing. Make sure you learn both the one-handed and the switch leg cartwheel before learning this skill.
Stand only on your dominant leg, kick up your back leg, and grab your ankle with your hand. Maintaining your balance, lean over in a slight squat and place your free hand on the ground. Push off of your base leg, swing it around to pass your tucked leg, just like in a switch leg cartwheel. Land that leg on the ground, then stand up, still in that flamingo position.
The next skill is a windmill cartwheel. This cartwheel involves swinging your legs with extra rotations and requires a lot of control to keep the movements graceful.
Start like a normal cartwheel, but as you come to the handstand, instead of placing this front leg on the floor, you're going to swing it down towards your hands. The top leg should then continue kicking over and bend so that you land seated on the ground. With your other leg, fan it around to meet your bent leg and finish pointing to the side. In the actual skill, the goal is to finish this fan before that foot touches the ground. I highly suggest trying to learn this skill in parts, but this is what it looks like all put together.
This skill is one of my personal favorites in aerial. It is one of the most challenging cartwheels because obviously you can't use any hands.
Similar to the dive cartwheel, you're going to push off of your base leg to launch into the air. The key to landing in aerial is to swing your chest down and kick your legs over hard. For extra power, you can also try running and hurdling into it.
Finally, the last skill on the list is a helicopter cartwheel. This is the most advanced cartwheel on this list in my opinion, and I still don't have this skill very consistent. Think of this as a combo between the windmill cartwheel and the cartwheel switch to front walkover.
Just like in the windmill cartwheel, start like a normal cartwheel, but as you come to the handstand, let the first leg swing down towards your hands. Like the switch to front walkover, pick up your second hand and place it in line with the other, which should make your hips square to the side. What was once your back leg should now touch the ground first as you end in a front walkover. The tricky part is coordinating the leg swing and hand switch at the right timing to keep your balance.
Now, time for a challenge. What unique combination of these skills can you use to make a whole new variation? Try a partner tuck cartwheel, a kneel to switch leg cartwheel, or a Valdez heel stretch cartwheel. The possibilities are endless, and don't forget to comment what combos you came up with. That is all 20 of the unique variations of a cartwheel. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun attempting these skills. Be safe, and remember, Jesus loves you.